प्रत्येक आई वडील आपल्या मुलांसाठी सर्वोत्तम शाळेचा शोध घेत असतात
आणि म्हणूनच संजीवनचे माजी विद्यार्थी आपल्या मुलांसाठी सुद्धा संजीवनचीच निवड करतात.
100 एकर परिसरात विस्तारलेले,
क्रीडा आणि शैक्षणिक क्षेत्रातील 25 वर्षांचा यशस्वी अनुभव असलेले
देशातील अग्रगण्य निवासी ज्ञान संकुल.
संजीवन ग्रुप ऑफ स्कूल्स पन्हाळा.
फक्त शाळेत नाही, आता संजीवनला जायचं.
Hi friends, welcome back again to resume the same story we had started on 15th of June this month. That is the best Christmas present in the world. Already I have told you people that the central theme of the story, this is the story about an old couple who were living in a far distance, as the husband Jim McPherson was working or rendering his services in a army, and his wife Connie McPherson was living alone in her home at Bridport, Dorset. So the narrator or the author of this story, Mr. Michael Marpargo, was wandering about in Bridport to find out a roll top desk. Since he had taken many rounds in the city, he was unable to find the good one. There were many good ones, but they were so expensive that he could not buy them. So while he was returning back to his home, he find a junk shop, and in that junk shop he entered and he found a roll top desk. The owner of the shop told him that it is a early 19th century roll top desk, and it is all made up of oak. Oak means it is a very strong tree. The things made out of oak will be long lasting. He narrated that, but looking at its physical condition, the author was not much satisfied. But still, the owner of the shop is ready to sell it with a very less money. For that purpose, the author of the story purchased the roll top desk, and he went to his home. There he started to restore it and repair it, but he couldn't. He tried his level best. He started to open the drawers. I already narrated these all things, and at the end, in the third drawer, he found a tin box. He opened the tin box, and there he found a cello-taped thing. He opened that cello-taped thing and saw an envelope, and on the envelope it was written that Jim's last letter received on 25th January 1915, to be buried with me when the time comes. Even there was on envelope, there was written an address. The person who has received that is Mrs. Jim McPherson, 12 Copper Beaches, Bridport, Dorset. Such kind of address was written over there. So looking at it, the author was very much excited to see the letter, see the content of the letter. So he was about to open that one. This much we have learned in our earlier session. So let us go ahead and understand what is really written in that particular letter. What all things are narrated, or what all things are described by her husband, Jim McPherson, who was working in a British Army services. So, my dear children, in the second session of this story, the letter which was written by Jim McPherson to his beloved wife Connie McPherson has been given as it is. So I hope, let us read the letter physically, so that we will come to understand what all things were described and narrated by Jim McPherson. Dearest Connie, I write to you in a much happier frame of mind because something wonderful had just happened that I must tell you about at once. We were all standing to in our trenches yesterday morning, Christmas morning. It was crisp and quiet all about, as a beautiful morning as I have ever seen, as cold and frosty as a Christmas morning should be. I should like to be able to tell you that we began it, but the truth I am ashamed to say is that fridge began it. First, someone saw a white flag waving from the trenches opposite. Then they were calling out to us from across no man's land. Happy Christmas, Tommy! Happy Christmas! When we had got over the surprise, some of us shouted back, same to you, Fritz, same to you. I thought that would be that. We all did. But then suddenly one of them was up there in his grey greatcoat and waving a white flag. Don't shoot, lads! Someone shouted, and no one did. Then there was another fridge up on the parapet, and another. Keep your hands down, I told the man. It's a trick, but it was not. One of the Germans was waving a bottle above his head. It is Christmas Day, Tommy. We have snaps. We have sausage. We meet you. Yes. By this time, there were dozens of them walking towards us across no man's land, and not a riffle between them. Little Private Morris was the first up. Come on, boys, what are we waiting for? And then there was no stopping them. I was the officer. I should have stopped them there and then, I suppose. But the truth is that it never ever occurred to me I should. All along their line and ours, I could see men walking slowly towards one another. Grey coats, khaki coats meeting in the middle, and I was one of them. I was part of this. In the middle of the war, we were making peace. So, my dear children, in this letter, Jim McPherson has started the letter with dearest. By this word itself, we come to know that how much would he loved her beloved wife. Both the teams means Tommy is a word here which is used for British soldiers, and Fritz is a word used in this letter. Fritz means the soldier who is belong to German. Both the soldiers were at the border of their nations. British people or British soldiers were at their border, and whereas German soldiers were at their border. But still, Jim McPherson is saying that something happened here that he wanted to tell his wife. So, on the war field or on the battlefield, something happier could have been happened, we cannot trust it. But something would have been happened. He is telling the situation, that how was the situation. It was Christmas morning. I will tell you that Christmas morning, in the sense it was 25th December 1914's morning. It was as cold and frosty as it ever be on the Christmas day. So what is happened in the beginning, the German soldier, means Fridge, they started to come upon their trenches and started to wish the British soldiers that Happy Christmas, Tommy, Happy Christmas. But in the beginning, Jim McPherson, being the officer, thought that it could be a trick to shoot us, but it was really not a trick. So the same way from British soldiers also, there was a salutation, there was greetings given by British soldiers to the German soldiers. They were saying orally, but immediately what happened, one of the German soldier get up from the trench, waving his flag, he started to come up. But Jim McPherson thought that it could be a trick to shoot us. But one by one, many of the soldiers from Germans started to come up and together towards no man's land. So here, what is no man's land? No man's land is a certain area between two nations' borders, where neither First Nation nor Second Nations people are allowed to come on that land. Even if they come on that land, that could be the battle-like situation. So even if how they were daring to come, he did not understand. Next to that, one of the German soldier was waving a bottle on his head and coming towards the no man's land, and he was saying that, come on Tommy, come on, this is Christmas day, let us have some enjoyment, we have snaps and sausages, he was saying. In this sense, he was coming in the important thing is that while they were moving towards no man's land, German soldiers, they did not have any kind of rifles in their hands, whereas they had snaps and sausages in their hands. Looking at it, British soldiers also thought that we should also move towards no man's land, because they are coming in a friendship manner. Both the team soldiers started to march towards the no man's land. The situation was so happier that the khaki soldiers and the grey coat soldiers, I mean to say the British soldiers and the German soldiers, were meeting on the battlefield for friendship purpose, for celebration purpose of Christmas. I could say you that on the battlefield, in the middle of the battlefield, they were trying to make the peace, and it is so awesome to say.